Hello everyone, Chris, letter from a Sherman, December 2024. 2025, a focus on playability. As we jump into the new year, 2025, our primary focus across our Star Citizen teams is clear, improving playability. Our drive for playability surrounds three critical areas: performance, stability, and content. And letter from a Sherman, December 2025. And while there were a few hiccups with some legacy systems, like elevators and air traffic control, that were built long before server meshing was conceived, server meshing itself has been working flawlessly since the beginning, a testament to the design and execution of the system by our network, backend, engine and gameplay teams. I don't know what you are smoking, Chris, but please can I have some of this? There were. No, Chris, those issues are still in the game even right now. Either Chris doesn't know that those issues are still in the game, or Chris doesn't care.
I don't know which is worse.
Here's just one of the many postings on Spectrum and on Reddit. Started yesterday at 10 p.m. Siren, today everything is broken. No, really, everything. There's no point in doing an issue council report. I would be reporting everything. Inventories aren't working, can't call ships, can't claim ships, ships spawning under hangar, or just going into destroyed status once claimed. Things falling underground. Randomly being moved from ASD back to hangars at stations. These things instantly dying. Massive lag spikes. 120 ping. It might be playable for some, but the complaints I'm seeing in chat say this is widespread. There isn't a single thing, function, click, anything that hasn't given me an issue. Things that should take 2 minutes are taking 20. I can totally confirm this. Yesterday I tried to get some footage and I gave up after 30 minutes. I was unable to do anything. My plan was to fly from Lowville to Everest, the space station around Hurston. I gave up after 30 minutes because not a single thing worked. There were massive interaction delays for everything. I'm not talking about a few milliseconds, I'm talking about 10-15 seconds until anything even reacted, if you were lucky. I had ships spawning under the hangar, I had ships getting eaten by the hedge.
And while there were a few hiccups with some legacy systems like the elevators and air traffic control,
and I had ships that vanished when I approached them. When I was finally able to get a ship spawned that does not disappear, it took, I'm not joking, it took 1 minute until my character entered the ship. Ladder came down, my character was standing in front of the ladder. Instead of going up, he was just standing there. I couldn't move, and after like 1 minute, he was in the cockpit. Then it took another minute until canopy closed. Yeah, after 30 minutes I gave up. The only difference between this and what I recall as the dark days of 3.18 are there are technically more things to do. But those things can hardly be done at prime time because it's just so unplayable. My guess? There were always interaction delays and do things in Star Citizen. At times it was quite playable though. Then in January 2025 we got the first iteration of server meshing, static server meshing, and CRG increased player cap I think to around 600 players. But we still got interaction delays and do things, even do things of players and NPCs moving at walking speed. In 4.5 we got engineering, and now servers have even more to do, even more to calculate, even more data to process. Chris, your servers cannot handle this. And what really annoys me, Chris claiming at CitizenCon 2025 that server meshing is working.
Server meshing has been working pretty much flawlessly at scale for the past 9 months.
Chris, you cannot claim server meshing is working pretty much flawlessly if we still have massive interaction delays and do things. Of what use is it when we have now a player cap of 600 players, but the game is unplayable at times? And even at best of times there are significant interaction delays and do things. I can only advise to everyone, stop throwing money at Chris. Just stand at the sideline and watch how things progress. I don't think it's asked too much, now in year 14, that Chris and CRG show us that they can actually make an MMO with hundreds of players in one server shard and with acceptable lag, interaction delays and do things. Our hope is that dynamic server meshing will fix those issues. I am just not too convinced anymore after more than 13 years and after more than $1 billion in funding. Chris just doesn't care about the PU, about the MMO part. Chris is only interested in eye candy, fluff, time sinks, cool cinematic and his interactive movie Squadron 42. And don't think Squadron 42 will release in 2026 and then Chris can put everyone on the PU. First, I'm not so sure Squadron 42 will release in 2026 and there will be Chapter 2 and 3. So Chris will continue to work on his priorities. The PU is just a cash cow for Chris, nothing more. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye. Auf Wiedersehen.
Server meshing has been working pretty much flawlessly at scale for the past 9 months.
Ignore this one, this is my stationary prospector. I also would like to show you again those crazy things we have in the game. There was no cut, this is real footage. I could see a flicker firing from top left and next split second she was behind my egress. If CIG cannot fix those massive things, even things of players moving at player speeds, this game is dead.
Server meshing has been working pretty much flawlessly at scale for the past 9 months. Server meshing has been working pretty much flawlessly at scale for the past 9 months.
Hey, you're still here. You might want to join me on Twitter or on Blue Sky.